Subtracting fractions, exactly the same as adding fractions. They have to be like fractions, so they have to have a common denominator. So in this case, 3/6 minus 1/6, they're both sixths. 3 minus 1 is 2, so we end up with 2/6. And we always remember, simplify it as a matter of, that's what we do, we simplify. Now, I'm going to skip this bit where it says, oh, you can try and subtract the mixed numbers as they are. Let's not do that. You can have a go at that later, but look at the words they use here, a fail-safe method. So what always works is to convert to improper fractions. So instead of messing with this mixed number, we do 7 times 2, 2 times 7 plus 1 gives us 15 over 2 minus 11 over 4. And then, of course, we're going to have to change that so that we have a common denominator. I'll show you in the examples down here. So for this one, simplify. 7/9 minus 2/9. I check that we've got a common denominator, and we sure do. So we're going to just simply take 7/9 minus 2/9, and that'll give us a certain number of ninths, which is 7 minus 2, which I believe is 5/9. Is there a common factor between 5 and 9 to simplify? Anew. So here we have 5/6 minus 1/4. Well, we need to find the lowest common denominator, which is the lowest common multiple of the two denominators. And we can go through, we can multiply 6 times 4 and get a common denominator, which is 24. But if you go and do your multiples, 6 times 1, 6 times 2, 4 times 1, 4 times 2, we're going to find out that we get a 12 on the bottom of each of those, because 6 times 2 is 12, 4 times 3 is 12. So then we have to convert that top number. What did I say? 6 times 2? So that'll make it 5 times 2. And 4 times 3 got us 12. So 1 times 3 will give us 3. Then I simply take 10 minus 3 gets us 7. And of course, 7 what's? 7/12. Now we want to simplify this. Simplify is another word that means like evaluate, or to work it out, to do the work. So if I'm going to write a little bigger here, 5 2/3 minus 3 1/4. I want to turn that into an improper fraction to make sure I do it right, because thirds and fourths, we're in the danger zone. So let's make it improper first. 5 times 3 is 15, 16, 17 thirds minus 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13 fourths. Now we've got a mixed number, but we don't have a common denominator. Again, if we just multiply these together, 4 times 3, because we know that 4 times 3 and 3 times 4 will both work, we get 12. I'm going to suggest that that's probably, that is our lowest common denominator. So then we're going to just convert that so that we have 12s on the bottom. We're going to have some pretty big numbers, so we might need our calculator. So 3 times what is 12? So I'm going to use my calculator and do 17 times 4 is 68/12. Minus, how did we get to this 12? That was 4 times 3. So we'll do the same thing with 13. 13 times 3 on my calculator is 39. So 68 minus 39 gives us 29/12. And now, can we reduce that? You're tempted to say, well, I think 29, I think that's divisible by 3. If I use my calculator and I divide by 3, I don't get a whole number. And you think, oh, that 9 makes it divisible by 3. But remember, if I add the two digits together and they make something that's divisible by 3, then the whole number is, that number 29 would be divisible by 3, but it isn't. So I'm going to suggest to you that 29/12 is the correct answer as an improper fraction, but let's just turn that into a mixed number because it's cleaner. This is correct. How many 12s go into 29? 1 12 is 12, 2 12s is 24, 3 12s is past 29. So I've got 2 12s. What did I say? That was 24. And the difference between 29 and 24 gives us that remainder of 5 and 5/12. Again, can I reduce 5 and 12? No common factor. That's just the way it is. Okay, and quickly, 5 times 8 is 40, plus 1 is 41/5, minus 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 is 19/4. So we need a common denominator, and we can multiply 5 times 4 and get 20, and in fact you're going to find that that is the lowest common multiple and lowest common denominator. So we're going to end up finding 20ths minus 20ths. So how did we get from 5 to 20? 5 times 4 is 20. So using my calculator, 41 times 4 is a whopping 164 20ths minus, let's see, we have 19 fourths. And this time, to get from 4 to 20, we have to multiply 4 times 5 to get to 20. So using my calculator, 19 times 5 gives me 95 20ths. So I want to subtract 164 20ths, and I'm going to use my calculator because the first time I did this, I got it wrong. So I want to use the calculator to find it right. I have 69 20ths. So now I'm looking and saying, well, is there any common factor between 20? What do I divide 20 by? 2, because it's even. 5 and 10, because it's 0. But 69 divisible by 3, if I add 6 plus 9, it's divisible by 3, but I don't have it. I can't reduce it anymore, so I'm going to turn it into a mixed number. So 20 times 1 times 2 times 3, 3 20ths gives me 60, which gives me 9 20ths left over. And again, I can't reduce that anymore. That is my answer.